Alright, we're back for day number 4. This is probably the longest trip I've ever had trying to record some of these videos, especially posting them. So we'll see how long I can go. I mean, I don't think I'll keep the streak up for that long because I have classes like all day next week. So likely I won't be able to record and post on those days, but we'll just see when I get the chance, right? Anyway, today, what is the topic for today? Today, I'm going to elaborate about something else that was not a struggle, but a particular aspect of my life that not everyone would have faced or would empathize or sympathize with, but some people who do will understand it, right? And what I'm talking about is the fact that sometimes you may want to do certain things for the purpose of getting others' validation, right? So to give you like a really rough example, let's say you want to go somewhere, right? Not because you want to go there, but because you want to show people that you've gone there. And maybe it's a hip place, it's a trendy place, it's somewhere everyone's going, it's the in thing, and you want to go there to show that I'm cool, I'm with the times, I'm gone here, but like you give zero fucks about the actual place. You couldn't give less fucks about going to this place, and in the end you don't really even have fun. You just go there for the sake of getting others validation, and you go home no better. You go home the same person, but however much poorer, however much money you spent on the trip poorer, right? And you wasted your time and you wasted everything for a trip you didn't want to take. Anyway, so that's just like a really general, rough example, right? But bringing it back to certain things in my life that I've done, and I'll be honest, I have done things, said things. Now, that was a very general example, right? But being honest, I have done something of the sort in the past. Not necessarily going on a trip or going somewhere for the validation of others, but rather it was maybe buying something or saying something or even doing something that I did not give any shits about, but I did it purely because it was the thing, right? The thing. Everyone wants to fit in. Everyone wants to seem cool in the eyes of others, right? So you do these things that are way outside of your character, right? Just because, just for the purpose of fitting in, because everyone does the same standard things and everyone's programmed to like the same standard things, right? So who wants to stand out from the crowd? Nobody, right? You don't want to be the odd one out. But something I've learned over the years is, right, standing out from the crowd is what makes you special in a good way. It doesn't make you the weird kid, it doesn't make you the odd one out. Oh, that's the boring kid, that's the I don't even know, just like the guy who doesn't want to get involved. If you're not about something, if something doesn't fall in line with your morals or even with your interests, just don't do it, right? And to take interest in something else, something that you're truly passionate about, if even if it's not something super mainstream, it's not wrong, right? If you had like a weird hobby, granted it wasn't self-destructive in any way, right? I'm not saying if your hobby is watching porn and you have a crippling porn addiction, then to carry on doing that. That's not what I mean. If the hobby or if the interest is not self-destructive or even destructive to the people around you, give it a go. Why not? Right? Just because it's not something popular doesn't mean that you shouldn't try it. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't be into it, right? And it's like, in a world of average Joes, right? Why would you want to be into something that everyone else is into? Why would you want to follow the crowd, right? We live in one of the most generic generations of all time, right? Where people have lost their sense of identity, right? We just we just look at the person in front of us and copy exactly what they're doing, isn't it? We look at the next person and go, oh, they're doing that. Why don't I try that? We never really form our own identity. We never really try new things based on what we truly enjoy, things that we're actually interested in and care about. And it's like, the most important thing, in my opinion, for a person is to find your own identity. Find what makes you, find what you truly enjoy, and just find what makes you unique. Just just do your own thing. Find your own thing. And one day you're gonna be happy that you found what you truly enjoyed and what you wanted to pursue, rather than just following what everyone else pursued. And you're gonna thank yourself for it. To switch on to a different topic now, something completely different. It's just based on something I watched on Instagram, a video that I saw, right? It was speaking about how people, when people see you doing things right, so let's say, for example, you're trying to get jacked, trying to get huge, right? And you tell people, oh yeah, I go to the gym 4 days a week, oh yeah, I go to the gym 3 days a week, and you look like an absolute stick. You just do. Granted, I'm not at all a gym professional or anything. I'm still very much a beginner, just started. And I have my own set of challenges as well, where I started like really skinny fat, and there are a few like approaches you can take to get out of that and become jacked, right? You can like cut, you can bulk, you can main gain. It's up to you. Different people recommend different things. So, but I took like the bulking approach because I didn't want to cut and just look like a stick, like a skeleton. So I was like, you know what, I'll bulk, I'll take the extra fat, and I'll just do more work later on, right? People look at me, they'll go, oh, that guy's fucking fat. He goes to the gym? Nah, you're joking me, you're trolling me, right? No, he doesn't go to the gym. But say, they keep saying, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months down the line, you still look like shit, bro. But in 1 year's time, they're gonna see me again, they're gonna go, holy fuck, bro, you did well. Like, you're fucking jacked now, right? And it's like, if I had quit at the 6-month point, I wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be here right now. And it's just like, it's not that I got here overnight. It's not that I was fucking fat and then for like 365 days, and on the 366th day I got fucking jacked. It's been a process. Through all those days of being fucking fat, I was getting jacked as well. And when I finally decided to cut, now I look like I actually go to the gym. But if I hadn't done all that work when I was fucking fat, I wouldn't be here, right? People will give their opinion based on what they see. But only you know the work that you put in and what you are doing for yourself. Never take people's opinions like that to heart too much. I'm not saying, oh, they're fucking evil, they're shit people. Nah, I mean, they're giving their opinions based on what they see. Can you blame them for that? What you see is what you get, right? They're just giving their opinions. But it's your job not to take it to heart and not to get offended by it and continue, not to quit, to carry on and trust the process. You didn't just become this overnight, right? It's not like you did jack shit in the gym for a year and on the 366th day I decided to fucking hit it and I looked like David Lade the next day. It's like, no, I looked like fucking shit for a year, but I've been putting in the work, right? You've not been able to see it because that's what the process looks like, right? That's what any process looks like. You don't go from 0 to 100 in one day. You may go from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 99, right? And you may look like fucking shit until 99, and then you finally get to 100 and people go, oh shit, he's at 100 now, he's fucking made it, right? But they don't realize that whole process. So it's like, they might think you do jack shit for a year until you look absolutely amazing, right? And I think the key, right, is to obviously work your fucking butt off. I'm not saying, oh, just like if you do anything, just give it time, you'll make it. Now you gotta work your fucking ass off, right? You gotta go to the gym consistently. You gotta push hard. You gotta keep your diet in check. You gotta sleep well. You gotta keep the stress down. You gotta do everything that you can to make this happen, right? But don't get discouraged when people look at you and go, you go to the gym looking like that? Don't get discouraged, especially if it's only been like a couple of months. If it's been 4 or 5 months and someone says that, don't get discouraged, because it's a long process. These kind of things don't happen overnight. It takes a long time. And like they say, you reap what you sow. You get out what you put in, right? How much of effort you put in is what you will get out in the future. And especially with gym, right? I don't mean this advice only in the context of gym, because it applies to anything, where even with like learning and stuff like that, it's a long process. You don't learn, let's say you're trying to learn the code, right? You can't learn a whole language in one night. That's not how it works, right? You learn it over the course of months or years. The first week, the first month, people might say like, oh, you're trying to learn to code like that? You can't do fucking shit. You don't even know how to type out like the most basic syntax. But it's like, okay, I'm in that process though. In a year's time, they're gonna come back and they're gonna say, holy shit, if you've been coding for like 5 years, like how are you this good? Because you put in the fucking work behind the scenes, right? People thought you were shit up until you weren't, right? People thought you were a bum, you were a loser, up until you aren't. And you didn't become that Chad, you didn't become not a loser overnight. You worked through being a loser to become the Chad, isn't it? In that process of becoming the Chad, people might still perceive you a loser, but you know what you are doing is going to pay off one day. Whether it's going to the gym, whether it's going to university, whether you're learning something, a language, a skill, or anything, or even let's say trying to find a job, right? You're trying to get your driver's license. You're trying to do anything. A lot of things in life are a process, right? And if you give up after like the first week or the second week, you're never gonna achieve anything. You gotta keep going. But with that said, you can't just say, I'm gonna half-ass it and like just trust the process, bro. Just trust the process and half-ass it. You can't half-ass it and just trust the process. You gotta give it your all. You gotta give it 100%, and then you can trust the process, because you know that you're giving it everything you can possibly give it. But then at that point, the only variable left is time, right? You can't disregard all the other variables and only count time. At the same time, you can't discount time and consider all the other variables. They all come as one. You need everything to work in tandem for it to happen, and it's just that that's about it for my video today. To be honest, it's a short one, but it's just trust the process. Work fucking hard, give it 100%. When it comes down to it, trust the process, give it time. In time, you will figure it out and you will get to where you want to be. Don't give up. Don't second guess yourself. Don't go back on your word. Just trust yourself and trust the process. That's all from me for today. I will see you guys on the next one.